In every century, God raises a soul who shines like a torch in the darkness. In the 13th century, that light was a young woman, noble by birth, but even greater in spirit. She walked away from riches, rejected marriage, abandoned palaces and privilege, all to embrace Christ poor and crucified. Her name is Saint Clare of Assisi, the first daughter of Saint Francis, the mother of the Poor Clares, and a woman whose courage and purity have inspired the Church for over 800 years. Her story is not only history. It is a living flame of faith, hope, and love. And tonight, we walk into the heart of her truth. Clare was born on July 16, 1193, in the hillside town of Assisi, Italy. Her father, Favorino, was a knight of wealth and honor. Her mother, Ortolana, was a woman of profound faith, known for pilgrimages to the Holy Land in Rome. From her mother, Clare inherited not only noble blood but also a heart restless for God. Even as a child, Clare was different. While others admired her beauty and fine clothes, she secretly slipped bread from her family's table to feed the poor. Kneeling before the crucifix, she would whisper, "Lord, show me where I belong." By 12, suitors sought her hand. But Clare's heart was unmoved. She wore a hair shirt beneath her gowns, practicing penance while the world expected pride. She longed for Christ, not a crown. During Lent of 1212, Clare heard Francis of Assisi preach in the church of San Giorgio. His words of Christ poor and crucified pierced her heart. She recognized in Francis the voice of Christ himself calling her. On Palm Sunday that year, Clare entered the cathedral in silk. Against custom, the bishop came down from the altar and placed the palm directly into her hand, a heavenly sign sealing her secret vow. That night, while Assisi slept, Clare left her father's house forever. At the Portiuncula, before the altar of Our Lady, she laid aside her noble garments. Francis cut her hair, marking her forever as the bride of Christ. Her family, enraged, stormed the convent where she hid. They tried to drag her away, but Clare clung to the altar, shorn hair unveiled, and cried out, "I belong to Christ alone. You will never take me from his side." At 18, she had conquered fear, wealth, and worldly power. Francis placed her at San Damiano, the half-ruined chapel where he had once heard Christ say, "Rebuild my church." It became the cradle of a new order of women consecrated to Christ. Holiness has a gravity. Clare's sister Agnes soon joined her. When their relatives tried to force her home, heaven intervened. Agnes's body became miraculously heavy as stone, and no one could lift her. The sisters were inseparable from then on. Soon, other young women arrived, noble daughters, wealthy brides-to-be, abandoning privilege to join Clare. They became the Poor Ladies of San Damiano, later known as the Poor Clares. Their life was austere but radiant. They slept on straw, wore no shoes, and owned nothing. Clare herself washed feet, nursed the sick, and prayed through the night. At the center of it all was her burning love for the Eucharist. In 1240, Emperor Frederick II's soldiers advanced toward Assisi. The sisters trembled in fear. Clare, weak in bed, rose and asked for the Blessed Sacrament. Holding the monstrance aloft, she prayed, "O Lord, behold your handmaids. I cannot protect them, but you are our strength. Defend us, O Christ, whom I love with all my soul." A brilliant light burst forth from the host. Terror seized the soldiers, blinded and shaken, they fled. San Damiano stood unharmed. Clare humbly said, "It is not I, but Christ in the Eucharist who defends us." Though frail in body, Clare's spirit only grew stronger. To critics who claimed women could not live strict poverty, she answered with quiet fire, "Do not doubt it. Though we are called weak, the strength of Christ makes us stronger than any fortress." In 1253, on her deathbed, Clare whispered, "Go forth in peace, O my soul, for he who created you has loved you with tender love." 2 days later, Pope Innocent IV approved her rule, making Clare the first woman in history to have her rule recognized by the Church. In 1255, Pope Alexander IV canonized her. Today, Clare remains the patroness of television and media, after the miraculous vision of Mass she experienced from her sickbed. Her legacy endures in thousands of Poor Clare convents worldwide, where hidden lives of prayer continue to shape the world with unseen grace. Saint Clare of Assisi speaks to us in our noisy, distracted age. That true strength is not in possessions but in surrender to Christ. That prayer is stronger than armies. That the Eucharist is stronger than swords. That love for Christ is stronger than death. So when life overwhelms you, when you feel small or unnoticed, remember Saint Clare. Remember her fearless step into poverty, her unwavering gaze fixed on Christ, her courage that outlived empires. Her story is not just history. It is a living call. Saint Clare of Assisi, pray for us. Sparkles.